Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it's fine. It's the no thing that gets me.
There it goes. Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer, right here on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, 107.1 FM, St. Louis, Missouri, AltRockRadio.ca, XRPRadio.co.uk. That's in Birmingham, like where Ozzy's from.
And not Alabama.
No.
He's a good friend of mine, Ozzy.
And
I
also,
met him a couple times.
RoodarooRadio.com on the West Coast and the beaches of San Diego, California. This is the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 555. And with me are, I think, two members of the band God Hates Unicorns.
In some capacities, yes. In some capacities.
Hey, Mr. Bill, I wanted to just say that I'm a big fan of yours from the, when you was on Saturday Night Live back in the 70s. Remember that? When you dress up like you was made of Play-Doh and shit. Oh, Mr. Bill! And he'd smash you all up and stuff. I'm a big fan. I remember him. Yeah. You look good, man. You do. You look really good.
You do look good.
You're taking care of yourself. It's good.
That might have been before I was born.
Hey, you not the same Bill?
No.
No.
Not all bills look alike.
Anyway, man, hey, thanks for coming on the show.
Okay. So let's get the easy cliche questions out of the way early.
Oh gosh, yes, of course.
Hey, I do the best I can, Bill.
Oh, I messed that up. Hold on a second. I clicked away and we disappeared.
Oh no.
I never looked better.
So how did the band form and where did the name come from? And yes, that question scares me a little bit.
I think I'll tell from like an outsider perspective,
okay.
Considering
because I really don't know.
I'm kind of new to the band, but originally we're now a 6-piece. They call it a sextet or septet. Which one?
I think it's sex.
I can't count.
It's pretty much sex.
I can't count
sex
after
couple?
sex. I can't count after sex. Right. So literally, so we have 6 now, but it started with just 2 people, which is the singer and former bass player Jeff.
And Joshua. Don't forget
Joshua. Right. That's the singer Joshua.
He's an all right guy.
They're okay. They're all right.
Yeah.
We definitely do our best to make them look good because Lord knows they need it.
Exactly. All I do is carry equipment, and still I make them look better.
This is true. It was more or less like noisy, weird stuff from what I can gather. It was a lot of fun. Just a lot of silly, fun stuff that just needed. And then another gentleman joined in, the guitar player. I think his name was Nick. And then Marcus. Right? When did Marcus join?
He's talking.
Marcus is in the ear for Sal.
He said he took over for Nick in what was it? 2018.
2018. Circa 2018.
Circa 2018.
And
he said he kicked him out, but he didn't mean to. It was a misunderstanding.
And we love you. Yeah. So and then drummer came in. Before that they were jamming with drum machines more and like I said, kind of electronica based. So a drummer with Marcus's former band,
Mr. Timothy Saunders.
Mr. Timothy Saunders.
He's an all right guy too. I only met him once.
He's all right guy, depending when you catch him. Usually I like talking to him when he's sleeping. Because
he's usually panhandling outside of a funeral or something.
And that's the former band was Skratch, correct?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Marcus and Tim were in a band called Skratch.
Yeah, with a couple other characters we won't mention right now.
This is true.
And I have some of their music. Maybe we'll play it later.
Oh,
okay.
That's Skratch with a K.
Yes.
Fancy.
You're good, Mr. Bill.
Yeah, look at you doing your homework. I like it. And I was in a band from the Chicago area. I moved here only 2 years ago. And Marcus asked me to join the group that they were looking to kind of make some adjustments with personnel where Jeff wanted to play more synthesizer, keyboard sort of stuff. And, I love playing bass, so why not? And I like silly stuff and doing some hard rock. And being semi-inappropriate. So
He can be inappropriate.
Hence the name God Hates Unicorns.
Yeah. As far as where the name come from, Josh told me the one time he had a vision. It was like a dream, and it turned into a vision. He walked to the top of a mountain, and I think he dropped his pants or something like that.
No, that was a different. That was a different story.
No,
but he does that. He
drops his pants a lot.
But and oddly enough, he's almost always wearing fishnets.
I know.
Yeah,
I find that strange. But you know, it's 2021. Right. Each to their own. You know what I mean? I might have fishnets on right now.
But I think honestly, he said, and I really just got this recently, where he said, and I believe he was at some museum years ago, and it was some weird display. Yeah. He said, "Well, I bet you it was something about the dinosaurs," and I think it just triggered like, God must also hate unicorns too, or something.
I think he went to a museum where it was like Christianity and dinosaurs at the same time, and he saw this vision.
And not Christian dinosaurs, not to be confused with Christian.
I think
dinosaurs.
they were Christian dinosaurs.
I think they were Presbyterian. I think they were Presbyterian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Right? Like I said, he called me 5 minutes ago.
Or evangelical, you know. Be healed. But that's where it came from. That's kind of a little bit of the history. And then we started recording, like, literally as soon as all the shutdowns were happening. But everybody was doing the right things to make sure we go through with our plan to do some recording. And then Jessica, she is a longtime friend and collaborator. She did a few silly things, and we mid-album decided to make some changes because we felt she fit so well, and she decided to jump in and make some good noise with us and really be a great addition, I think, to
she could be even more inappropriate than Josh, which is great.
This is true. She allows us to be like silly boys.
It's a nice balance.
Level it out in some ways.
You know how sometimes you can tell a dirty joke, and if it's just guys, you feel bad. But if a girl jumps in on it, you're like, this ain't so bad. Yeah. She's laughing.
Girls can say the C word all day.
They can.
Yeah. I'm jealous.
You can't say anything to them. You know what I mean? It's their word. Who's going to say something? I can't.
If we were in England, in Birmingham, we'd probably be fine with it, but not here for some reason.
Right.
It's the Queen's language. That's why.
Apparently.
So that's the basic rundown of the last few years of God Hates Unicorn, and we have our album out now. Just came out on the 12th. Yeah, it's in reverse. You got to go the other way. There you go. Geez. No glory holes in heaven. I'm sure you would have done a plug, but we'll do it first.
Yeah. I was hoping you were going to do it.
Oh, okay.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. We'll do it again if you want us to.
Yeah, we'll plug anything.
Anything you say, man.
All right, so I'm kind of afraid of this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Oh, I like where this is going.
I thought it up in between this show and the SOS PGA show that I did about an hour ago.
Fair enough.
So, Baskin Robbins has all those ice cream flavors, and they name them after different things. You have I can't remember the name of it, but the Jerry Garcia one.
Cherry Garcia.
Cherry Garcia, right?
But that was Ben and Jerry's.
There you go.
Listen.
There's an ice cream store about 2 miles from here that I do a website for. That's where I go.
There you go. I'm jealous.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I could use some Ben & Jerry's right now.
All right, so the question is, if they were going to make an ice cream flavor based on your band, what would they name it?
The funny thing is that Marcus and I were talking about this, but I don't remember what it was. He's listening. What would Marcus say? Get in the earphone.
Let me see. I can't say that. I can't say that.
All right.
This is a kid's show. He said he got students.
If you remember the movie Wayne's World, he's friends to no one. He would be pralines and just ice cubes. Pralines and ice cubes.
Pralines and ice cubes? Yeah. Not is that what you're going to say? That's what you're going to go for?
Put some milk over it. Pralines and ice cubes.
Frozen. Actually, I think we would be melted ice cream.
Yeah.
That's what I think. God Hates Unicorns is best served warm.
But in one of those ice cubes would be like one of those little like rings that you get out of the little quarter machines. So you get a little gift at the end.
Right. You're gonna dig down to the bottom.
That's right.
Actually, because
It's more like soup.
Right, just like Cracker Jacks, minus the cracker and jacks.
Right. No cracker, no jack.
All crack, no jack.
If you
got any other silly questions? Oh, okay. Here we go.
Wait. If you could switch lives with any musician in the history of time, who would you switch with and why?
Ooh.
See, my knowledge is not as well as Sal's been around.
Yeah.
Sal's been around.
Well, I mean, let me tell you a little story. See, back in the 70s, I was roadieing for Steppenwolf. Very good friends of mine. And we used to party a lot down backstage. So the one time, me and a couple of them guys in Foghat, we're sitting around and we're freebasing battery acid, to be honest with you, because that's what we did back in them days.
Chasing it down with Fun Dip.
So a couple hours go by. It's like 3, 4 in the morning. And out of the clear blue, none other than Elton John himself walks in the room with the future king of pop
rock.
Mr. Michael Jackson. Can you believe it?
Listen,
Michael Jackson and Elton John.
I thought last time you told this story was Diana Ross.
Oh, you're right. Maybe it was Diana Ross. Guys, sometimes I get those two confused.
The best thing about this is it actually seems like you were given these questions ahead of time, and definitely not. This is the first time I've ever asked that question. So it's not even like you've listened to the show and heard that one.
No, I've never heard that before.
No.
But anyway, Elton John, nobody knew he was gay at the time. He's holding hands with Diana. Was it Diana Ross?
It was Diana Ross.
Okay. So anyway, Diana Ross stands up, right? And she drops her pants and pulls out
No.
What?
No.
I'm trying to tell a story here.
No. He just wants to know which one you would be. Man.
Obviously, I was going for Diana Ross.
Based on...
She has a gigantic...
Yes, right. Diana Ross. Let's just say Diana Ross.
Okay, I'm going to go with Diana Ross.
What is practice like for you guys? Do you actually play instruments or do you do this?
Sometimes we just do this.
I try to play the things that we play instruments. I'll give you a straight answer. Why not? Marcus plays guitar. I play the 4-string low-end thing that makes noise, and sometimes some other really crazy things. We all like to have a good time, but that's what we do. Practice is fun. We definitely make fun of each other a lot.
We do.
Yep. We make fun of each other and ourselves.
I sit on the steps while these guys make a bunch of racket. Really.
Yeah. He's just.
I gotta carry a bunch of shit for these guys.
He's got to go out and gangbang in front of the old folks' home and make some money.
Right.
So. But
they treat me like garbage, Mr. Bill.
I don't know.
If it wasn't for the $35 a week, I would be gone by now.
I think our cover song on the album in some ways speaks for how good times we kind of just have with each other playing music.
Right.
That's what I would say. It's for those of you who haven't listened or checked it out, it's a Canadian famous singer, a country singer.
Is that where that song came from?
Yeah,
I knew I heard that song.
It's not Diana Ross.
It's not Diana Ross.
Shania Twain. We do a cover of "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," and it's just a good time. So yeah, that's more or less how practice goes.
So recently, I've mentioned a couple times already tonight, I'm involved with a song and a concert series that is raising money for the National Independent Venue Association. And just to throw it out there, it's the SOS 2020 pgh.org is the website. But my question is, since I've been kind of concentrating on venues for the last 3 months, being in that, involved in that, what is your favorite venues, or a couple of your favorite venues that you've played at?
Oh, let's see. Where there's Gene and Eileen's back in the day, in Braddock. It was a great spot. I was there when Steppenwolf opened up for Foghat back then. But I think they closed down. It's been a while. What was that place you guys had me go? Remember? There was no one there.
The men's room?
Was it the men's room? It was kind of white. There was a lot of
about the men's room. That's all I know is you rave about the men's room. I don't know many venues, to be honest. again, I just moved here. I just moved here a couple of years ago, so I don't know a lot of venues. I know the Rex was a big thing, and unfortunately, that shut down.
The Rex was a fun place. I seen a couple shows there. Altar Bar used to be a whole lot of fun. Recently, I've seen them play a couple times for nobody at the Thompson Club.
It's my favorite shows
in West Mifflin.
Yeah,
it's a nice little back room,
right?
You know. Yeah, I guess. I mean, is anything even going on? There's no shows, is there?
No shows.
Not many.
Did we play a show? No.
Not even in the men's
basements.
Room. Not even the coveted men's room.
A couple basements are all right.
I do have a couple Chicago questions for you.
Oh, just for the record, northwest suburbs of Chicago, not directly Chicago. But I'll do my best. And I'm sure Sal's been there, and at least one men's room there.
I might not remember it a whole lot.
Right.
Saw a lot of acid back then.
I was there once. I went there to watch the Penguins get crushed in an outdoor game.
Oh, okay.
And my question is, how was it -2 degrees in March? What is up with that?
Is that real feel, or is that before the wind chill?
That was before the wind chill.
That's a real story. I literally left from Chicago before that whole polar vortex happened, where it was like -50 for a week straight or whatever, and I couldn't thank the stars above more that I wasn't there for that, because it can be kind of miserable. And here's the thing that scares me the most about that stuff. It's not even the worst winter place to live in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It does get cold though, doesn't it? I mean, you're right on the lake.
Yeah, you get that lake effect. It's the wind. Because if you were to look at if it was the same temperature, it'd probably be like 10 to 15 degrees less, just because of the wind.
It was miserable.
I can't even leave from where I lived in the northwest suburbs to go to Chicago on a cold day and dress the same, because it's a big difference just from like how cold it is next to the lake.
We the people next to us left like 5 minutes into the game, and they left in such a hurry that they left their beer sitting in the back of the seats, and at the end of the game it was frozen solid.
Nice.
And it takes a while for beer to freeze. That's crazy.
It was
yeah.
That's a cold day.
Yeah, cold beer, no waiting.
All right, next Chicago question for you.
Oh, okay.
I'll let him take these.
Why does Buddy Guy's restaurant serve RC Cola?
Actually, the funny thing is that there's quite a few little mom and pop hot dog spots in the Chicago area that sell RC Cola, so I'm not surprised in the least. Yeah, I don't know where it's distributed or bottled. That's something to look into.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, but it's Royal Crown, and Buddy Guy is royalty.
I like that.
Rock and roll blues royalty.
Oh my God!
I mean, I would think that.
I need to start rethinking my life now.
You sure do. Jesus Christ! You can ask me the questions from now on.
If it's anything about like
lucky
music,
I came along.
Like old school music roadie stuff.
Marcus is yapping in my ear about some nonsense.
Yeah.
He said, "What'd you have for lunch today, Bill?" Pizza.
Filet of fish.
Oh, filet of fish. You're supposed to save that for Friday.
Did you get the Shamrock Shake?
Coming up.
No, I did not.
You missed out.
No, he's saving it for a special moment. That's all.
I
do like a good Shamrock Shake.
Yeah, I ate well today. Pizza and filet of fish.
Hell yeah.
But all right, so I have to say I went to Chicago because I wanted to see the Penguins play outdoors.
Yeah.
And that was the least, like, that's the thing that I enjoyed the least.
That's funny. The first hockey game I ever went to was Penguins versus the Hawks when Mario was came back, and I'm like, oh, I want to see Mario play. You're like, who doesn't want to see Mario play? I don't care if you're from Pittsburgh or not. You still want to see a living legend plays hockey, but he was out because of his back was like jacked up or something. I was pretty disappointed. So, but when I came out here, I saw Chicago play Pittsburgh. For the record, Chicago won both those games. Just saying.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Soccer or something?
Listen.
Oh,
freaking
world's game, soccer.
I remember a Stanley Cup Finals game where Chicago got out to a huge lead, And my best friend's dad said, "This game is over. I'm going to sleep." And we woke him up and told him that the Penguins won.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the Penguins game went along here. They had 3 goals right away, and I think the Hawks came back and scored like 4 in a row or something like that. Yeah.
It's the same game.
It was a good game.
I wish I remember which game it was, because there's a goal where Jaromir Jagr beat every single player on the ice before he scored.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second. That guy was an animal. And I'm not even much of a hockey fan anymore, but you have to respect stuff like that.
And since we mentioned Mario and Jagr, I met both of them.
Oh, yeah?
On the Steppenwolf return tour, right?
Yes.
I never saw him at any Steppenwolf shows. And I was at them all.
Yeah.
No, my best friend was a Make-A-Wish kid, and he wished to meet the Penguins. And someone had to push him in his wheelchair, right?
Nice.
So
that's a beautiful thing, Mr. Bill.
So I met.
It's a good thing.
I met both the first 2 Cup teams. I met 90-91 and 91-92, except Ken Reggett. Everybody except Reggett. But he owns.
So Reggett, if you're out there, is he still around?
He is.
So I don't know.
He owns Grill. Was it Grill 31? It's a bar in Pittsburgh. I can't remember. I think it's Grill 31. So maybe someday I'll show up and tell him that story. But anyway, all right, next question for you guys. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is get Dave Grohl to at least acknowledge that my show exists. To the point that I have emailed his management. I tag him, trying to get him to come on. I just keep getting ignored. So what I've decided is that I'm going to ask this question and hope somebody tells him that it's happening. So the question is,
you do the best you can.
The question is, who is your Dave Grohl? In other words, the Foo Fighters are known for bringing people up on stage that are, they're out in the crowd holding up the "I want to play such and such song with you." So, what band would you want to go up on stage with, and what would you want to play?
Oh man.
Well, you know my answer. I can't even. I've already mentioned
Jethro Tull. I want to be the flute guy.
How can you take Ian Anderson's place?
Some quasi heavy metal flute. That's what I want to play.
You can't take his place and it still be Jethro Tull. That's a ridiculous answer.
Be a flautist.
You can play bass for them, and he play flute.
Well, they have bass flutes. They're called contra flutes.
Okay, but you're not going to take the flute from Ian. How's that even work?
Well, that's how that goes in there.
That's like telling Buddy Guy you want to play guitar for his band. What the fuck?
Right, bass player doesn't matter. You can interchange the bass player. I forgot. You can interchange bass players. Nobody notices. I forgot. You're right.
You just can't play flute, and you play whatever you want.
That's right.
But you can't play flute, not Jethro Tull. It just doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna ask it. All right.
Go for it.
So I this is one of my go-to questions. There's an apocalyptic event, and almost everybody on Earth is wiped off the face of the planet. And there's a handful of people left, and they need to repopulate the Earth, but only one song from every band survives. Which God Hates Unicorns song is going to help repopulate the Earth?
Oh, I know mine.
Like to get people in the mood to repopulate the Earth?
You read into that however you would like.
I can't read.
I think Chip Man. Chip Man is a great song. Really gets you in the mood. It's smooth.
We'll have a video out for it.
It's got a nice
You'll
rhythm
have a visual aid with it as well.
Yes. There is a video coming out for the Chip Man song.
Official.
Shortly.
I don't disagree with that, but if I had to choose another one just for argument's sake, I like a good song that has meaning to it. And I would say Manners.
I can see that.
Yeah, it gets right to the point. Just it tells you what you got to do. It's
right. gives you pointers in life.
That's right.
You would breed a population that would be courteous.
That would be courteous to each other.
Right.
Right. Help old ladies with their bag.
Always say please and thank you. It's good to have good manners,
Open the door for strangers.
Right.
And of course, you gotta listen.
This is a
Curdy,
kid show.
You gotta.
It's not a kid show, but
be
there
a
might
little
be kids.
courteous with
If
some
any of
sort
you
of
kids are out there watching Mr.
tapping
Bill's
motion.
show, I think it's time to go to bed.
That's right. Yeah, but that's the one.
Don't be harassing your teacher.
Keep teaching values.
Man, I go with Chip Mam. I think Chip Mam is a
course
solid
you would.
song. Probably populate the earth a little faster with that one.
Yeah, okay. All right, Chip Man. I'm down with that. It's alphabetically first.
I'm not even in the band, Biff. Don't be such a
I
pushover.
know, but
you want to say man?
when you're right,
you're
right. When you're right, you're right.
No, right.
All right, so I have 2 songs off your new album here.
Oh,
all right.
But I need you to tell me which one we're going to feature. So I have Gothic Jesus and Puppeteer.
So you get to decide which one. I mean, it's up to this guy. He's one in the band. Not me. I'll carry your amp.
Okay. I would say let's go with Gothic Jesus.
Okay. So what I want you to do real quick is just tell me a little story about it. It could be what the song's about, something that's happened when you were playing it, maybe something happened in a recording studio.
Like hitting the mic when you're talking with your hands, right?
Whatever you would like to fill us in on about the track.
So Gothic Jesus.
Hold that thought for 1 second.
Yeah.
Everything okay there?
Oh yeah.
Give me a second.
Children making noises. I could take the Gothic Jesus statement though here. So Gothic Jesus is like what if the Son of God was a angsty teenager in like a cutter or some other like stereotype that like angsty teenagers do, and was rebelling against his father, the creator of the world, this thing right here. And that's for the most part it. So that's just the silliness that ensues there. Just a little thought provoking, I guess. Maybe like, oh, maybe I'll think about this in a different way.
All right. So
I mean, he grew his hair out. You know, he's got. You know, he's not eating like he should. He's got all the things that come together for an angsty lifestyle.
all right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a moment. We're gonna listen to Gothic Jesus.
I'm just in time. Thank God.
And we're also going to play 100% blanked on that, and I was just looking at it.
We don't have one called 100% blank.
Dragline.
That's a good title for a jam, though, huh?
We're going to play Dragline song, She Put the Devil in Me.
There we go.
So, all right, so Gothic Jesus and She Put the Devil in Me. That kind of fits together title-wise. Maybe not.
Somebody's got to theme, huh? Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
But all right, so those of you that are tuned in live, you're not actually going to get to hear the song because Facebook would mute the video, and
gotcha.
The whole point is to hear what we're saying. So if you would like to hear the music, what you need to do is go to buildthescene.com starting 6 a.m. on Friday morning. And any of those stations that I mentioned at the beginning all air it at various times throughout the week. Buildthescene.com will air it at 8 p.m. on Friday if you want to listen to it on streaming radio. Or if you're in the St. Louis area, you can listen to it Sunday mornings on 107.1 FM St. Louis. So, yeah, I will be cutting that word out for you later.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we're going to come back, pretending like we listened to the song, and I have a couple more questions for you.
Sounds good.
So that was Dragline, She Put the Devil in Me. And right before that, you heard God Hates Unicorns song, Gothic Jesus. And we're going to continue on and see what questions I can come up with because I'm out of the ones that I pre-planned.
Oh, all right. If you need some help, we're, I got a guy. He's our everyman. He can trust me.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah.
They just can't kill me, Mr. Bill. I've been around a long time.
Can you pinpoint the exact time that you realized that you wanted to play music?
Oh man,
I can ask Marcus. Let me see.
I
don't play music myself.
We're. What would Marcus say? Like, is he chiming in? We're not as young as we look, so he said we got to dig back.
He said he saw a violin player, and he wanted a violin from his parents, and they bought him a guitar.
Oh, and he tried to play.
And he ignored it for a couple years, and eventually he learned to play. Thanks, Mo.
Yeah. Straight from the boat's mouth.
Personally, I never had any desire to play. I just like to sing. I like carrying equipment, seeing all the things going on and stuff.
It's not for everyone.
It might be a little bit of the drugs. I don't know.
I think, yeah, well, drugs.
It's not that I like drugs.
They do things.
They're like me.
I don't like drugs either.
No.
Don't do drugs. And don't let drugs do you. I think when I realized I wanted to play music other than like music class in like middle school and all that stuff, which is a lot of fun.
You was in band or something?
Yeah, I was in band. I played clarinet and bass clarinet. It was cool. Hey, bass clarinet was in some dope Miles Davis records, so bass clarinet is pretty rocking.
I can dig that.
Oh yeah, but it's so funny when you really think back, like the transition of going from listening to silly pop music to, oh, there's some edgy stuff that I'm listening to. And it's not even like my favorite band, but I remember my older brother, he's maybe a year and a half older, listening to Metallica and like the Injustice for All album. And he played guitar shortly after that. But Blackened was like totally different than anything I'd listened to at that point. I'm like, oh, this song's pretty cool, which is funny because I play bass and there's credited bass player on that album, but we all know like
there's no bass player on that album.
Non-existent in that album. But that was the album that was like, I want to play bass. And I wish I could say it was like because they needed a bass player. No, that's not. Nope. But I'd say that then that might have been like around 13 or so.
Pick anyone in the band and tell me an embarrassing story about them.
Oh, what do we got, huh?
How
about that time Jeff walked into the ladies' room? You remember that one?
Well, he's always wearing sunglasses. I don't know if it's really his fault.
I didn't say it was his fault, but that was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Right? Remember that grandma smacked him right across the face with a bag?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was straight across. And then,
of course, I was in the ladies' room, too. Not by any fault of my own. That's where they were storing the amps at the place.
Yeah, he was just moving amps around for us. And
right.
And Jeff just couldn't see where he's going. He had glasses on and his do-rag, like he always does. He gets his game face on like no other, I'll tell you that.
Right.
And
Jeff is an animal, man.
But he recovered really well from that hit.
He did.
I would say
he did.
He can take a blow from a purse like no other.
Yeah, that old lady was no slouch either.
That's right. She looks like she's done that before. I wouldn't say she was like.
She might have played hockey herself.
3-point stance down and whack.
She'd probably take Kenny Reggett out of herself.
Kenny Reggett.
If you could play in any venue opening for any band, where would you want to play and what band would you want to open for?
Jesus Christ.
I would like to open for a second reunion or comeback to a second comeback tour for Sade.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, another Sade tour.
But where would you play?
And we would play one of the, like, you know how Kerrang does those online videos of like in a silly little basement 50-person venue? That's what I want to see Sade do one of those and us open up for. That's what I want.
Cool.
Just people dripping sweat. Armpits in each other's faces, just having a good time.
This is obviously after the whole COVID pandemic.
I was going to say it's going to be a little while.
Yeah, Sade, keep them vocal cords open.
Right.
Okay, keep them.
I won't be holding my breath. It's for damn sure.
Right before we went on the air, I watched a video from 2001 where the Monkees were playing. I didn't know they actually went on tour.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah. I know that's kind of a silly thing to think of, but that was a big thing in like the late '60s, where production companies would just put together bands and whatever, right? And
But they didn't play their own instruments, did they?
Yeah. In the video I watched, they did. But back in the 60s, I don't believe they actually knew how in the beginning when they first started the show.
Well,
right.
The bass player probably just learned right away. And, of course, you could just, it's just bass, so it's okay.
Exactly.
I mean, like Rolls-Royce, for my understanding is Rolls-Royce, who did Car Wash, they were put together by a production company. And, of course, they toured and were a pretty rock and funk group.
Let's go 2 more questions, and I promise the last one should be easy. Maybe.
Hey, Mr. Bill, real quick, Mr. Bill. Are you going to edit this stuff? Is this how this is?
So the video is how it is, but the podcast will be edited.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to break character. You know what I'm saying? I was just curious here.
Gotcha. I will tell you that Jonna from First Angel Media, if you guys are familiar with First Angel Media.
Oh. Yeah, I've met her.
I have to interrupt because I just had a better, dude, if we could open up for Spruce Springsteen.
Yeah. You're right.
Springsteen, Donnie Iris. The Vogues.
Donnie Iris is a great
if we could do like a festival, boom, Spruce Springsteen, the manager. He goes by the manager, right?
I'd be the manager. Yeah. I'll find the manager. Right. I used to hang out with Donnie Iris all the time.
That would be the show.
He's a little young for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's true.
My crew's a little older than him. But that's okay. He's all right.
All right. So Jonna wanted to know if you were faking that voice, just so you know.
Who?
Jonna from First
Angel. Him? Is he faking that voice? That's his real voice.
Sal doesn't know how to fake anything. He's trust me. Yeah. I asked him if I could borrow $5, and he told me PG-13. I can't tell you what he said.
I don't swear. I never. Well, okay.
He said,
sometimes I swear.
Hey, that's how. Let's say that's how Jeff walked into the ladies' room and got whacked.
I might have swore that day. A couple of times.
That's right.
Here we go.
But absolutely not, Janet. This is my real voice.
This is Sal's real voice.
But I appreciate you thinking that I might have been putting on some sort of act.
Next, she's going to ask if we're really in outer space. Because we are.
We're definitely in outer space. This is a galaxy back here. If you guys didn't know,
Stop moving my galaxy.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop moving my galaxy.
Sorry, but this is the constellation of Ophiuchus.
Jeez.
If you didn't know about Ophiuchus, it's the 13th sign.
If it's on the...
My buddy Marcus, he's an Ophiuchian. Serpent bearer.
That's right.
It brings him luck. What do you guys... You're not into astrology? Okay, whatever. Everybody got their own thing.
It's true.
What you got, Mr. Bill?
I don't remember.
Remembering,
I got something for you.
Yeah, we have.
If you don't mind,
another little.
It's an official factory refurbished God Hates Unicorns glory hole. If you would like,
hold it back up there.
I'm sorry.
Hold it back up there. Okay, this is a factory refurbished. Okay, God Hates a Unicorn glory hole. Here's our guarantee to you: gingerly used, but never used by a ginger. That's our guarantee. Okay. Sorry for all the gingers. Not sorry.
You do
perfectly
color,
fine
right?
though. Sanative.
I know as soon as I said it, but not you. But not you.
I mean, it's hard to tell because there's not much up here, but. All right, so.
Yeah, we.
Man, I know I said I was going to ask 2 more, but I can't click on my thing.
You said easy questions.
I said one of them was going to be easy.
I got a question for you, Bill.
All right, go ahead.
If you was going to fight anybody, live or dead, who would it be?
Wow. I don't know. I honestly, I'm 44 and I've never been in a fight. a physical fight.
It's like
that's a pretty good run, Mr. Bill. You must be a pretty nice guy.
There's always tomorrow.
That's true.
There's always tomorrow.
Wow.
But if you had to, you was cornered by somebody and you thought you had a good shot at this guy or girl, because you could be an equal opportunity
individual
fighter.
Yes. Who would it be?
Wow.
Just yeah. I'll tell you who I would.
How about
Vince
Neil? Because that means I'd be that close to Motley Crue.
Oh man, Vince is a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
he did not.
Me and Vince go back a long way. Yeah, we did a lot of drugs together.
Dave Grohl may not get word, but Vince Neil might.
Vince Neil
definitely will get there. He's probably watching it. He'll be watching this on Friday.
Not that I blame you. Not that I blame
He's gonna
you.
be
I mean, my reasoning was good. It means I was hanging out with him.
Right. We were talking about this earlier. I think my answer would be Attila the Hun, because I think he fathered like 14,000 children. I feel like he'd be a good fight. You beat Attila the Hun's ass, and it's hard to not gain some respect by fellow barbarians.
If he has,
you got the juice.
14,000 children. You have a long time that you have to hide.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
They are always. It's
That's
like a kung fu
but,
movie.
Yeah. People forget time heals all wounds, Bill.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the easy question, and we're gonna call it an evening.
All right.
Where can the listeners get a copy of your new album?
So the new album, as mentioned earlier in the show, in case you forgot, is called No Glory Holes in Heaven by yours truly, God Hates Unicorns. It can be found on our webpage. Some people may say www. But you really don't have to put those W's in there. It'll still populate the information.
Yeah,
so God Hates Unicorns
right below you too.
GodHatesUnicorns.com. That's our website itself, of course, but you can find it on Spotify, Bandcamp, iTunes.
What else? YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, compact disc. Fancy.
Disc.
They didn't put it on 8-track like I asked them to, though.
And Laserdisc. We want it on Laserdisc.
Well, you go with that laser.
Did you do vinyl? Because vinyl's coming.
No, I told her to do that too. I know.
It's a tough one to break into. I mean, you got to have some serious interest in people buying vinyl.
Right. These guys ain't got very deep pockets.
No.
Hey guys, I want to thank you for coming on.
Word.
Hey, well, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
it's been great.
It's been fantastic, absolutely.
And for those of you that are going to hang out a little bit longer, we have some more of the best unsigned rock and metal for you to listen to. When you hear John, the American Hill-Jack Lane, speaking at the end, he's going to tell you how to follow us, find us, and all that kind of stuff. That'll be the end of the show. This has been episode number 555. Make sure you check us out each and every Friday. My name is Bill, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.